Hello dear students, today once again I am here in front of you with a new chapter, and today's chapter is from your rapid reader book. The name of the book is what? Footprints Without Feet, and the chapter what I am going to read today is also Footprints Without Feet. Chapter number 5, name of the book and name of the chapter is what? Same, Footprints Without Feet. That means the name of the book is been given. The name of the book has been given after the name of the chapter. So, footprints without feet. From the name itself, we can understand that footprints, that means some impression of foot, footprints, impression of foot without feet. That means there is no feet, the invisible feet, but the impression is there. This is all about the story. We will get the prints or impression of feet, but will not see the feet, will not see the whole body. This is invisible. So, from the name itself we have understood that this is about something invisible, someone invisible. Yes, this chapter is all about an invisible man, invisible scientist. It has this chapter, no, it has been taken from the famous book Invisible Man, written by H.G. Wells. Yes, written by H.G. Wells. From his famous book Invisible Man, this chapter has been taken and name has been given as Footprints Without Feet. This is your rapid reader, and I don't think that means we have to go line by line. We have to understand the gist, we have to know the story, and then you are to go through the story and make yourself ready for answering any sort of question. So, let us start. The story starts with two boys. They were surprised to see impression of feet, but no one was there. So, they started following him, following the footprints, and once what happened? The impression or the prints vanished. They were unable to recognize who was walking or whose footprints were those. They were unable to recognize. But writer is saying that here it is very simple, it is very easy to understand, because this story or these footprints is all about a man who is a scientist, and that scientist had made a discovered not, we can say that means he had manufactured some medicine, those make people what? Transparent, those make people invisible. Name of the scientist was what? Griffin. Name of the scientist was what? Griffin. And the two boys, those have seen the footprints, they have seen the footprints of this scientist Griffin, who had manufactured, who had made medicine to make people invisible, and he had swallowed his own medicine and became invisible and doing a lot of things. So, what he had done, we will get all those things in this chapter. So, though he was a brilliant scientist, a scientist who can make this kind of medicine, he is really a brilliant scientist, but he was a lawless man. That means he was not a law abided man, he was not a man of good culture. His landlord tried to eject him. That means the house where he used to live, he was not paying the rent of the house. That is why his landlord is trying to eject him, that means trying to take him out of his house. And he thought that if he takes me out, that means Griffin thought that, the scientist thought that if he was taken out by the landlord, then he will take revenge on him. So, he was consequently what happened? He was taken out of the house, that means the landlord ejected him totally from the house, and in revenge what he had done? He had burned the whole house in fire. He was invisible, nobody had seen him. Who had done? who had burned the house in fire. He had made himself invisible after swallowing his own medicine, and he had burned the house in fire. One more thing very specially we must know, that if someone wears clothes, then he cannot become invisible. The parts those are out of the clothes, those parts become what? Invisible, and if he wears clothes, this part becomes what? Visible. So after burning the house into fire, what happened? Griffin left the place, and he had taken all his clothes out of his body. Why? To become completely invisible. So without clothes, he was moving in the streets of London, and it was chilly winter. So that means it was full winter. He was feeling cold. It was unbearable. The cold was unbearable. He was unable to bear, but he could not wear clothes, because if he wears clothes, then he will be visible. Then what happened? Instead of walking about the street, he decided to slip into a big London store for warmth. So he thought that if I walk along the road, then I will feel cold, too much cold. So it is better for me to get into a store, big store. Then there what will happen? I can make myself warm. Closing time arrived, and as soon as the doors were shut, Griffin was able to give himself the pleasure of clothing and feeding himself without regard of expense. He broke open boxes, wrappers, and fitted himself. Okay, so when the closing time arrived, the store was closed, so he got his opportunity. Inside the store, what he had got? He had got opportunity to make himself warm and to feed himself also. So he had got a lot of things he had taken, and he had got a lot of things he owed. Why? To make himself warm. Finally, he settled down to sleep on a pile of quilts. Then what happened? Finally, after taking a lot of things, beers also, that means wine also he got, sweets also he got, so many things he got in the fridge and freezer, and he had taken all those things, and he wore a lot of clothes to make himself warm. And after eating and after wearing dress, what happened? He felt sleepy and fell asleep. If only Griffin had managed to wake up in good times, all might have been well as it was. He did not wake up until the assistants were already arriving next morning. When he saw a couple of them approaching, he panicked and began to run. They naturally gave chase. In the end, he was able to escape only by quickly taking his clothes. So next morning what happened? He was sleeping, but he could not wake up early in the morning. Next morning, the arriving time of the that means helpers of the shop came. So when they opened the shutter, then only Griffin realized that he is in danger. So he started running. He was panicked. He was, that means, afraid of the situation. He started running, and the boys who came, that means they also started chasing him. So while chasing, he was taking his clothes out of his body one by one and becoming invisible. Once again, next day, he was invisible without any clothes. So he was feeling so much cold. It was unbearable for him to clothe. It was chilly winter, too much. That means cold people were feeling, and people were using woolly cloths, etc., jackets, but he didn't have a single cloth on his body, and it was a risky thing also. If he wears any cloth, then somebody may recognize him, and if he is recognized, then he will be arrested by police, because he had burnt his landlord's house into fire. This time he decided to try the stock of a theatrical company in the hope of finding not only clothes but also something that would hide the empty space above the shoulders. Shivering with cold, he hurried to Drury Lane, the center of the theatre world. So this time he thought that if he enters into a theatrical shop, that means the shop where various kinds of dresses are available for theatre workshops. So he thought that if he enters into such kinds of shops or stores, then it will be better. He can make himself easy. He can get a lot of clothes of various types, of various designs, and he can wear them. And except that, he can get something to cover this part also, above his body and head, this part also he will get something to cover. Then he will get something to cover his neck also. He soon and Drury Lane in London was famous for these theatrical shops or theatrical stores. So he went to the Drury Lane and he found a suitable shop also. He made his way invisible upstairs. He came out a little later wearing bandages around his forehead, dark glasses, false nose, big bushy side whiskers, and large hat. So he was invisible, without clothes. So he had entered into the shores, went upstairs, and going there, what he had done? He had won a lot of things. Bandages throughout his forehead, large bushy whiskers also. Whiskers, understand, that means long hairs, duplicate hairs. Then big black glasses also. Then he had kept one hat also on his head. So wearing a lot of dresses, he became totally visible and then came down from the top floor, from the first floor. To escape without being seen, he carelessly attacked the shopkeeper from behind, after which he robbed him of all the money he could find. Then what he had done? To escape from the shop without being seen by anybody, what he had done? He went behind the shopkeeper and he attacked him from behind. Okay. Not only that, after attacking him, the shopkeeper was unconscious, and what he had done? When the shopkeeper became unconscious, he had robbed the money from the shopkeeper, robbed all the money of the shopkeeper and went away from this theatrical store. Eager to get away from crowded London, he took a train to the village of Iping, where he booked 2 rooms at the local inn. So he was keener to leave the crowded London. He was feeling that means uncomfortable there in London, because he had committed a sin, committed 2 mistakes already, committed 2 crimes. One what he had done, he had burnt his landlord's house in fire, and secondly he had attacked the shopkeeper of the theatrical shops. So after committing 2 crimes, it was not safe for him to stay in crowded London. So he took a train to a village. Name of the village was what? Iping. And there in that village, he booked 2 rooms in a local inn, that means in a local hotel. He booked 2 rooms for himself. The arrival of a stranger at an inn in winter was in any case an unusual event. So it was very uncommon for the village, for the people of Iping, that someone will come in this season in Iping. That means Iping is a village in rural area of London, and naturally in rural areas, in winter season chilly weather persists. In comparison to cities, in comparison to towns, in rural areas, in villages, it is much more chillier than other places, that means towns and cities. So it was uncommon for someone to come to Iping in winter season. So it has become a matter of talk for everyone of Iping that someone came. Not only for that, it was a matter of talk for other thing also. The appearance of that man who came to Iping and had booked 2 rooms in a hotel, his appearance also very uncommon. Bandage was there on his forehead, and big specs were there, black specs, and always he keeps hat on his head. So all these things made that particular man, that means he was Griffin, actually the scientist who had made the medicine which can make people transparent, that scientist, he came to Iping. So because of all these reason, he became popular in Iping. That means everyone was talking about him in Iping. He thought that if he comes to Iping, if he leaves London, then nobody will discuss about him. But what happened? It became, that means, opposite of his thinking. Now what happens? Every one of these village were thinking about him for two reasons. One, what? The time of his arrival was uncommon. People generally do not come to Iping in this season. And another one was what? His typical appearance, where his typical appearance wearing various kind of dress. These two reasons made him the matter of discussion in Iping. Mrs. Hall, the landlord's wife, that is the hotel where he booked 2 rooms. It was run by Mr. Hall, and when he came to Iping, Mrs. Hall, that means the landlord's wife, Mr. Hall's wife, came to him and tried to make friendship with him. Griffin was not interested in making friendship with anybody. He was not responding. Mrs. Hall, he said that I came here in Iping for some experiment and I don't want to be disturbed here. Mrs. Hall also were not interested to do further investigation because she got her money in advance. So she didn't investigate the matter. She was satisfied that her guest was a normal one. Though she asked once, why have you kept a bandage on your head? He said that while coming to Iping, I faced some accident, that's why this bandage is there. So she was satisfied and she didn't do any further investigation, and Griffin started living there. In between his stay in this inn, that means in hotel of Iping, nobody, that means found or nobody thought anything extra except this landlady, that means Mrs. Hall. She found him ascetic, she found him uncommon, but she was not doing anything extra, not investigating. Why? Because she was fond of money and she got her money in advance. So that's why she thought that I have got my matter, I have got my money, what to do? Nothing to think. That man came to live in the room, let him live. The time came when the advance money finished. The money what he had given to the hotel authority or hotel management, it was finished. Now Mrs. Hall was asking Mr. Griffin to give her the money. Then Griffin said, wait, money will come, money order will come from London, money order will come from my home, wait for 2-3 days, I'll give you. And he started thinking that how to manage money. So at the same time, when he was in crisis of money, he was unable to pay the money. At the same time, what happened? A curious episode took place where in the house of a clergyman, very early in the morning, the clergyman and his wife, they woke up from sleep listening to a sound. What was the sound? The sound of chinkling. That means someone is taking away money, coins, and this sound made them awake, and they came downstairs to see who was taking their money away from them. So they came without making any sound. They kept one stick in their hand. Why? If they find the thief, they have to attack him. So they flashed open the door, they flung open the door, that means in speedy manner they opened the door, but opening the door they have not found anybody inside the room. Just from outside the door they have heard the money. That means someone is taking out money from drawer and keeping this one in bag or pocket or somewhere. They had heard the sound, and opening the door, when they entered they had not found anything. They searched every nook and corner of the room, even they searched inside the chimney of that room also, but they had not found any single clue of any human being there. That story became famous in whole Iping, that in clergyman's house money has been stolen by some invisible creature. That it has become popular, it has become famous in Iping. The time when that episode was occurring in the clergyman's house, there in hotel, what happened? Mr. and Mrs. Hall, they were just walking in the hotel, and suddenly they had seen that, Mrs. Hall had seen that the door of the Griffin's room was open. So she didn't want to miss the opportunity to peep into the room to see what was going on inside the room, because to her always that man was some mysterious. So today she had got the opportunity to peep into the room because the door was opened. So she peeped into the room, and when she entered into the room, she had seen no one was there in the room. Just she had found the clothes worn by Griffin are kept on the bed, and the hat of Mr. Griffin was kept on the bedpost also. Suddenly, when she was surprised to see all those things, suddenly she had seen a sniff of sound, that means a sound near to her ear. That means somebody entered into the room, but she had not seen anybody. Then what happened? Suddenly the hat which was kept on the bedpost was, that means was coming to her and was trying to hit her. Then what happened? The chair of the room became alive. Chair of the room became alive, and leg foremost the chair came to attack her. So she was very much afraid of the situation. She was too much frightened. So she came out of the room, and when she came out of the room, somebody, that means she was saying that the chair who got life had closed the door from inside. The background story I am telling you, Griffin, he was unable to pay the money, that's why he went to clergyman's house and he stole the money from clergyman's house, and by mistake while going out of the room he had left the door of the room open, and when he entered into the room he was invisible. No, he kept invisible because why? He has kept all his clothes in the room. So when he entered into his room once again with money, he had seen that Mrs. Hall is in his room. So to make her afraid of the situation, he did a lot of things. That means even with chair also he came to hit her. So Mrs. Hall was frightened. She went out of the room, and from inside Mrs. Griffin thought that from inside the room has been closed by the chair. Actually the room has been closed by whom? Mr. Griffin, the scientist. And she started crying, sitting in the staircase. Why? Because she thought that it was the spirit of her mother. Her mother used to sit in that chair, and she thought that means the spirit of her mother came, and it was creating problem for her. Then landlord, okay. All of a sudden, Mrs. Hall, okay, that one also, Mrs. Hall almost fell down the stairs, my poor mother. The feeling among the neighbors was that the trouble was caused by witchcraft, but okay. So two things happened at a time. That means once what happened, Mrs. Hall entered into Mr. Griffin's room, and she had not found anybody. She had seen only the clothes, and the same time when she was peeping into the room, she was investigating into the room. At the same time, clergyman's room had been stolen, and when she was there in the room, Griffin entered into the room, and he had seen her inside the room, and she, making her afraid of the situation, he had made her forced, that means he had forced her to come out of the room, though she didn't realize. But when she had said about that, then the people of Iping, they started matching both the stories. Earlier they were thinking that it was the case of some witchcraft who had, that means witchcraft, that means we can say it is the bad evil spirit. We say no, that means bad spirit, they come and cause harm, do harm to us. So they were thinking like that. Some witchcraft came to clergyman's house and had taken the money from clergyman's house. But after listening to Mrs. Hall's story, they started connecting both the stories. They thought that yes, this man Griffin, who had unusual appearance, is the man who becomes invisible and does all those things. They were just matching the connecting both the stories. Mrs. Hall was not that much convinced from the stories made by the people of Iping, but when the remaining amount of money was submitted by Griffin, she was confused, because just last night Mr. Griffin said he had not received the money yet, and morning, how is it possible for him to return the money? So earlier she was not that much convinced, but when she had got the money from Griffin, she was also convinced that yes, somehow this both the episodes, that means the episode of the hotel room and the episode of clergyman's house, both are interconnected. That means now they have fully believed that yes, this man had stolen the money from clergyman's house and he had some special power to become invisible. So now the discussion was going on and Mr. Griffin was there in his room. So finally the discussion was concluded in such a way that they have to call the constable of the village, because without policeman they cannot do anything. So they called the constable of the village secretly, and they were waiting for him. Mrs. Hall went to the scientist, who had somehow mysteriously appeared from the empty bedroom. I want to know what you have been doing to my chair upstairs, she demanded, and I want to know how it is you came out of an empty room and how you entered a locked room. Now she was convinced that money he had given, so she was convinced, and now she went to his room and started asking him, I have 3 questions. What are the questions? That means what were you doing taking my chair in your hand, and what were you doing, that means in this empty room, that means when I was there in this the room was empty, and how you have entered into a locked room, you tell me this. 3 things she asked. What was that? The things were, it is I want to know how it is you came out of an empty room. Now, first of all she said, what you have been doing to my chair upstairs. First thing she asked, what you have been doing with my chair upstairs. Then she said, I want to know how it is you came out of an empty room. That means the room was empty. When I went out of the room, it was empty and it was locked behind me. How you are coming out of the room and how you entered a locked room? The room was locked. How have you entered into the room? These 3 questions she asked. The scientist was always quick tempered. Now he became furious. You don't understand who or what I am, he shouted. Very well, I'll show you. So he was always an ill-tempered man. Here also he became angry. Okay, and angrily he said, don't you know with whom are you speaking to? Okay, with whom are you speaking? Don't you know what can I do to you? Wait, I'll show you what can I do. Suddenly he threw off bandages, whiskers, spectacles and even nose. It took him only a minute to do this. The horrified people in the bar found themselves staring at a headless man. Suddenly what he had done? He came out with Mrs. Hall. Mrs. Hall was asking him the question, so he came out, and in the hall what he had done, he had taken out his bandages, he had taken out his whiskers, he had taken out his spectacles and he had taken out his false nose. And it was only a matter of a few minutes. Within a few minutes he had taken out all those things, and the people who were there in the hall waiting for the village constable, all of them were horrified, because now they were experiencing a man without a head, because he had taken out all the cloths those were used on his head. So now they are face to face to a man who doesn't have any head. All are horrified. Mr. Jaffers, the constable, now arrived and was quite surprised to find that he had to arrest a man without a head. Then at that moment Mr. Jaffers, the village constable, came, and after coming here he realized that then he was too much surprised that he had to arrest a man who doesn't have a head. So now the fight to catch Mr. Griffin started. But Jaffers was not easily prevented from doing his duty. If a magistrate's warrant ordered a person's arrest, then that person had to be arrested with or without his head. So though the head was not there, so Jaffar was not afraid, because he had to do his duty. If magistrate makes a warrant to arrest somebody, so Jafar is thinking that I have to arrest with or without head. If he had head or if he doesn't have his head, I have to arrest him, thinking that he was ready to arrest Mr. Griffin without head. There followed a remarkable scene as the policeman tried to get hold of a man who was becoming more and more invisible as he threw off one garment after another. So now when he went to arrest him, when he went to catch him, then the dangerous episode started, dangerous scene started, because while trying to catch him, while trying to arrest him, while trying to touch his body, gradually, that means one by one, his body parts were becoming invisible. One by one, Mr. Griffin was taking out his clothes one by one, and the body parts of Mr. Griffin was becoming invisible one by one. The part from where cloth has been taken out, this part has become invisible. So it was a tough thing for Mr. Jafar to catch him. If he wants to catch his hand, he has taken out the cloth from his hand, now it has become invisible. So it was a tough thing for him. Finally a shot flew into the air and the constable found himself struggling with someone he could not see at all. And finally, at last, a shot had been thrown in the air and Mr. Jafar found himself in such a situation that he had to catch someone who is completely invisible. He had to arrest someone who is completely invisible. When shot has been thrown in the air, the whole body of Mr. Griffin became what? Invisible. And Mr. Jafar, the constable of the village, had found himself in a position where he had to arrest a completely invisible man. But he was trying to arrest. Some people tried to help him but found themselves hit by blows that seemed to come from nowhere. Some people from the hall, that means some people who were waiting in the hall to see the drama, they tried to help Mr. Jafar. When they went near to him to help him, they were hit by blows and they were unable to understand from where the blows were coming. So they got blows on their face, on their back, on their stomach, everywhere they got blows. In the end, Jafar was knocked unconscious as he made a last attempt to hold on to the unseen scientist. In the end, what happened? When Mr. Jafar made a last attempt to arrest the unseen or invisible person, invisible scientist, he had been made unconscious. That means he had been attacked by invisible Griffin, with something hard. So he fell on the ground unconscious. There were nervous, excited cries of hold him, but this was easier said than done. When Mr. Jafar was unconscious, Jafar became unconscious and he fell down on the ground. Then all the people who were there in the hall, they started crying. They were nervous, they were excited, and they were just crying, hold on, or hold him, hold him, hold him. But it was easier to say than to do, because it can be said, hold him, but it is quite not possible to catch him because he was completely invisible. That's why it is said, but this was easier said than done. That means hold him can be said easily, but actually to hold him is impossible. Griffin had shaken himself free. So now he had made himself free from everything, and no one knew where to lay hands on him, and no one of this hall knew where to give their hand, where to put their hands to catch him, because he was completely free now, he was completely invisible now. So he had made himself free and escaped from this place also. So this is all about the story, Footprints Without Feet. I will suggest you to read the whole book, The Invisible Man. You will be very much, that means you will get very much interest in the book. And here in this chapter I have given you the gist, I have given you the story of the chapter, how a man became invisible, and becoming an invisible, what he can do. One more thing I want to tell you here, Griffin was at first, in first or second stanza paragraph, it has been said that Griffin was a good scientist, but he was a lawless person. Yes, he was a lawless person. Why? Because he had done a lot of crimes. What he had done? First of all, he had burnt his landlord's house in fire. Then secondly, he had attacked the shopkeeper of the theatrical show, then he robbed of the money, then he had stolen the money from clergyman's shops, then he had attacked all the people who were there in the hall of the Iping village inn. So he had done a lot of crimes. That's why it is appropriate to tell him that though he is a scientist, but he was a lawless man, because he was not abiding the laws. Scientists, they experiment, they manufacture, they take out something new, they invent something new. Why? For the betterment of the whole human society. But he had invented this medicine just to satisfy his satanic thinking, just to satisfy his, that means bad wishes, what was there in his heart. I hope you have understood. If you face any problem, you can contact me at night 8 to 10 p.m. I will be there for you to help you. Thank you once again.